G'day, g'day. Here we go. Full Saturday card. Just one quick note. Flights got a little ding today, so Vegas horse pools and myself probably be a little bit later. I'm guessing it could be about an hour, but I'll try and update as I go along and post up there. I know everybody's looking forward to it, so yeah. Let's jump into these games. As I said, she's a full card. I'm going to hit all the games for today because I'm not sure what updates I'll get to do in between flights or after I've landed. So let's start at the top. Florida International, Penn State. It's well balanced. It's like 53% on Florida International, 67% of the master money. There is a good bit of volume on this. So I'm just sort of checking where those numbers are at. So minus 41, minus 41.5. But once you get to 42, 42.5, they come back heavy over the top. Or is it nipping back the other way? Let me check there. 6, 5, 8, 9, 4. Yeah, so the early bets was a 41, 41.5 heading up. And then it's come over the top with the 42.5, bit of 43 and 42. Not all games I'll dive into at this level, but this one does have really good volume. Total, so small volume, 54% on the over, 86% of the master money's on the under. Decent money on the under there. And we're looking at that action coming in. That doesn't look right. How is there so much when there's, what am I missing? What didn't I click? No, I don't know. Looks like a chart issue there. Next game, Texas Tech, Kent State. Not a lot of money, 78% on Texas Tech, 84% of master money. Total is not really worth noticing or making comment on. NC State, Virginia, good volume. Looking at 58% on NC. Oh, let me just check this. 58% on NC State, but we're looking at 72% of the master money is on Virginia. These numbers are at so minus 2.5 got a chunk, and then the rest of it's been at +3, +3.5. Strong money there on Virginia. Total, looking at 60% on the under, 55% of the master money on the under. Texas San Jose State is balanced to the penny on the overall money. 67% of the master money's on Texas. Slightly lean to the over. 61% of the master money's on the over. Liberty, Jacksonville State. Good volume here. Looking at 68% on Liberty and about 69% on Liberty as well from the masters. Good volume. So we got the +7, the +6.5. Got taken. No. The other one. So yeah, so -5.5, -6, -6.5, and then on the flip side, the +6.5, +7. But definitely the Liberty money, which some was yesterday and some early in the week. This number looks like it's really bounced back and forth. So total, good volume, well balanced. Master 2, like to the penny almost on the masters with really good volume, two-way action. So, okay. Went over 48, over 48.5, over 49, over 49.5, and there's an outlier over 51, and then it came back hard under 52, under 51.5, under 50.5. So it's heading back down right now. Early money went over, late money's going under. Central Michigan, Pittsburgh, well balanced. Not a ton on it, but we're looking at 81% of the master monies on Central Michigan, 71% on the under, 86% of the master money on the under. It looks like it's going all one way. Yeah, under 53, under 52.5, under 52, under 51.5, under 50.5. And then once it got to 50, a little bit come on the over 50. And that's where it's sitting right now, the 49.5. Iowa State, 56% on Iowa, nothing on note in the master. Total good volume, fairly well balanced on both the overall and the master chart there. Syracuse, Connecticut, looking at 62% Syracuse, 68% of the master. Syracuse, it was kind of, there's an amount there that's just, will I dive in a bit more, or is it worthwhile? -6.5, -7 is where that's coming at on the master side. Total, decent volume, well balanced. Baylor SMU, one of the bigger bet games today, well balanced. Master well balanced. Total well balanced, and 56% on the over of the master there. Illinois Duke, another well bet game. It's well balanced. The Masters is 67% on Duke. Look at that. +3.5, +3, -3 is where that action rolls out. Got a good whack, decent whack at the +2.5 as well, but from Respectful. Total well balanced, not a lot there. Money line is about 82% Illinois, 60% master. Indiana, Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State, moneymaker from last week. 58% Indiana, super well balanced on the master chart there. 53% on the over, and 61% of the master money on the over. A&M Utah State, low volume, so don't get too excited about this one. 67% on A&M, 71% of the master money on A&M. 72% of the money's on the over. Let's see where that started out as. 52.5, 53.5, 54.5. Okay, all the way up to 57.5. Bit of a runner. But not, a lot of rec money on that one, not a lot of prom money, so that might have been just a natural raise information or something. Kentucky, Mississippi. 56% Kentucky, 54% master money. Total not enough to worry about. Kansas, Missouri, well balanced, super well balanced actually, even on the master chart. So we're getting +7, +6.5, +6, and -5, -5.5, -6. So total not worth noting. UAB Navy, not even enough there to worry about. Well balanced total. North Texas, Western Michigan. 78% on North Texas. 87% of the master money is North Texas. Let's see where this is at. A bit at -8.5, and then it went to 9.5, got whacked fairly heavily, and then -10's getting some decent action as well. And there is a small bite from a respectable player on the +10 there as well. So it seems to have found its number. Total 71% on the under, not a big lot of volume. 87% of the master money is on the under. Fresno State, Oregon State, 57%. 57% Oregon State, 75% Fresno State Masters. Let me see who this is. Okay, so this isn't around anymore. So there was +3, +2.5 taken fairly heftily, and then the minus. Okay, -1.5 got a little bit buyback there. Total, not a lot there to look at. Troy Clemson, not a lot of volume there. Masters are all over Troy. So it's 67% Troy and then 98% Master Troy. And that was at 33.5, 33, 32, 31.5. So they got a couple of extra points up their sleeve there than what the market is right now. Total is not worth noting. Rutgers, Miami, Ohio, good volume on this, 68% on Rutgers, 62%. 62% of the master money is on Rutgers, but this has got really good back and forth volume from them as well. So minus 13.5, minus 14, minus 14.5, plus 16.5, plus 15, plus 14.5. So 14.5 seems to be the number where you get both actions. Some coming at the minus 13.5, minus 14, plus 16, plus 15. That's from some pretty strong players on the plus there. Correct. So being asked, so someone said Yakum, you get that right. Not every master bet is worth betting if it's not strong, respected originator money. Correct. Some of this is arbor stuff, some of this is whatnot. So, I'm going to lean into ones when I know it is strong versus maybe it was just the market move, the arbor's got it, whatnot. But for us, again, it's, the way we box it in, the way we look at the charts, it's the respected aspect of it. The other stuff gets put in a box and we don't even look at it. So Cincinnati Bowling Green, 82% Cincinnati, 78% master money Cincinnati, good volume, strong volume. Plus 21.5 is where Bowling Green gets action. But we've seen minus 22.5, minus 21, minus 20, minus 19.5, minus 18.5, minus 17.5 there. So again, some of these numbers based on what was bet, the percentages in that, a lot of this stuff was bet during the week. And this one obviously started around 17.5 and has now ran up to 23.5. But there was a respected player that took plus, jump in again to double check I get the right number. Plus 21.5. So whenever all this was going back and forth, there was a quick run from 17.5 up to 21. Someone come back at the 21.5. It pivoted at 21. And then it's going 21, 22.5 was a strong bet. And that's why we're at 23.5 right now. Total, not nothing. Okay. So this one looks like it's the standout play so far of the day. We just dig in a little bit deeper. Oklahoma State, Oregon. We are 72% of the money on Oregon, and we are 81% of the master money on Oklahoma State. Now, this is a 20. So these numbers are at 30, 29.5. 28.5. On the flip side, there's been some nibbles at 27, 27.5, 28, a good player come in. Okay. So right off the bat, this is showing up as the play of the day so far. Oklahoma State. Looks like there's some plus 28.5, 129. Just dive in again, just make sure I'm looking at that right. And that's 28.5, whereas some strong action as well, while the 29.5 and 30 was taken. So right now, Oklahoma State. Texas State, UTSA, 75% on UTSA, 100% of the money is on Texas State on the master chart. And that is at 4.5 and 5, still 4.5 around. There's not a lot of volume there, so I'm not getting too excited. But if that was 5x the volume, that would definitely be a play. Total, really good volume, well balanced. but 67% of the master money is on the over. Delaware, Colorado, not worth getting into. Middle Tennessee, Wisconsin, not worth getting into. West Virginia, Ohio. Looking at 68% West Virginia, 96% of the master money is West Virginia. And it's at, this one's flipped. So there was +1, -1, -2, -2.5, -3. It's just ran one way. And now it's at 3.5. So the numbers that have been taken aren't generally available right now. Total 67% under, 65% of the master money under, not a ton of volume. South Florida, 75% of the money's on Florida, 100% of the master money. It's not a big lot of volume. But the bet was at -17.5. That moved the line. So not missing much there. Arkansas State, a lot of derbies, in-state games this week. I'm noticing 64% on Arkansas. Super well balanced master chart. Really good back and forth. +24, +23.5, +23. It's just getting to, I mean, the other side, the -21.5 for sure. But 23 is getting good two-way action. 23.5 is getting good two-way action. 24 is all the dog. It's pretty good. Scroll up here, get these games up. I think we're almost halfway through the board, or just over. Sam Houston State, Hawaii, nothing there, and I'll get back to that one later. Missouri State Marshall, 81% Missouri State, 60% the master money. Good volume back both ways on the master though. Totals 58% under, really good master chart total there. Good two-way action, which makes me think that it's all over the place. Over 53, over 54, over 54.5, 55, 55.5. The under is under 58, 57.5, 56.5, 56. 54.5 did get a bit of two-way action. So, yeah, when you get two good way action, there's a couple of numbers in there that ain't going to look pretty. So, but you know, what's small gaps in those points isn't a big issue. North Carolina, Charlotte, well balanced, nothing on the total. Army, Kansas State, nothing of note. Memphis, all the money's on Memphis. Like literally not a penny from the Masters on Georgia State and very little on the overall. It's not a big volume game, it's just all one way. Total, not worth noting. We're kind of getting into a range now that I should be able to get to these later, but I'll run through any ones that stand out. We've got Tulane, South Alabama, like 78% Tulane, 67% of the master money is Tulane. Total is 56% under, 61% over, but not a lot of volume. West Kentucky, Toledo, 61% under, 66% under. Toledo, 67% of the master money is Toledo. 67% of the volume under is overall is under, and 68% master money is under. I mean, it's a good action there. It's not high volume. 61% Houston, super well balanced on the master chart and decent volume. So, guessing this has ran up and down. -12, -12.5, -13.5, -14.5, +14.5 gets good two-way action, and +15 is only on the dog. Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt. We're at 86% of the money is Virginia Tech, 100% of the master money. The Tech, yeah, -1, -2. That's where that is sitting too. All the volume on is the under. and only master money on the under. Under 48, 47.5, 46.5, 45.5. There's a little bit of action on the other side, and at 45. And we're sitting at 44.5 right now. Louisiana Tech, LSU. Not big volume. 58% Louisiana Tech and 62% of the master money's LSU. Totals leaning to the under, 64%, and 90% of the master money's on the under. Not a lot of volume though. These ones heat up usually during the day once you get to these 4:30 games, unless it's a big game and the masters are eating it early. The rest of it depends on how people are going, whether they're chasing, whether they're cashed up, and what they do with whatever position they're in there right there. Michigan State, Boston College. Looking at 65% Michigan State, well-balanced master chart with good volume. Looking at -2.5, -3, -3.5, +4, +3.5. So 3.5 is the sweet spot that's getting the two-way action. Nothing worth noting on the total. Ball State Auburn, there's very little. Really good bet total, 58% on the under, well-balanced master total. Akron, Nebraska. I will say this for our friend out there in Vegas, because there's not a lot of volume on it, and it's all Akron. But it was the same way last week, and I eked out the win. So we're looking at +35, +34.5, +34. And then there's driblets at -32, -33. But definitely Akron's getting all the action there. And it's like 98% of the master money is Akron. And it's at the 34, 33.5 and etc. So plenty of room to work with there, Scotty. So you should be safe and sound. And okay, so that gives me the target of ideally having our show done before Nebraska kicks off. So I will be pushing to get it in before then. So we have a deadline. Arizona State, Mississippi State. 72% Mississippi State, 68% of the Masters Mississippi State. Nothing on the total. Michigan, Oklahoma. 72% Michigan, 91% the master money. Michigan bet strong here. +5.5, +6, a little bit of +7 buying up. And on the flip side, few bets at -4.5, -5. But Michigan State, definitely where the money is right now. Total, slight under 55%. Nothing on the master chart. USC, Georgia Southern, all USC. I guess after last week and tipping into the dog there, they've given up and just moved it all into USC. 100% of the master money is USC. It's at 29-ish right now, and all that action is at 26.5, 27, 27.5, 28, 29. So 67% on the under. Monroe, Alabama. We got 68% Monroe. 76% of the master money is Monroe. +36, +35.5. Alabama, and then a little bit at 34, 34.5. Bob, hello. Is it Oklahoma State the only standout right now with a handful of left games? Correct. That is the standout one right now. Running through these last few, UCLA, UNLV, well balanced. I should definitely be landed them back in front of a computer and whatnot for them. So we've got two really good bet games left. Tulsa, New Mexico State, really good volume, 53% New Mexico State, 62% of the master money. Really good two-way action. -3.5, -3, -2.5, and on the flip side, +5, +4.5, +4, +3.5. So that one ran up and down all over the place. Started low, went up high, got back down, got beat back down. So gonna need Tulsa there. Totals, slide over, not a lot of volume. This is the biggest bet game of the day so far. Stanford, BYU. Paid 54% of the money, BYU. 52% of the master money is Stanford. Really well bet game. Bookie's dream, unless it ran all over. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. I see why now. I should have known better. So we got -17, -18.5, -18, 18.5, 19, 20, 20.5, 21. And then coming back, we've got 24, 23.5, 22.5, 22, 21.5, 21. So 20.5, 21 seems to be where the good two-way action is. But yeah, heavily bet both teams at numbers that are a field goal from where the number is right now. So that answers that. Total, not worth looking at after the amount of volume on the side. And then last game, before I jump and just check some of the other, is 75% Washington State, 76% Washington State Master. Really good bet total here is 56% on the over and 58% of the master money is on the under. Some strong money. All right, here's an interesting one. So the total's 47 right now. On the master money, there's a few decent bets over 45. Strong bets under 47.5, under 47. But what catches the eye is there's some really good bets under 45 and under 45.5 from really good player. So I'm going to have a tickle at under 47 on that San Diego State, Washington State, because there's a smart player under 45, 45.5 there. So let me look through the dregs, see if anything stands out. Good volume on Austin Pay, Georgia, Bryan, Massachusetts. No standouts there. Any first half stuff? Because I know we found that Mexico State one last week. No, it doesn't look like there's anything jumping out like that one was. All right, so good luck. All the best today. It's a full board, so it'll keep you busy, and I will show up on the other end of this day with some updates on the late games and catching up with my buddy in Vegas. Cheers and all the best.